Guys, in this episode, I'm going deep on how to manage your energy, gratitude. And this one is one of the most delightful ways to do it. So stick tuned and find out why gratitude. So guys, today I'm going to talk about gratitude. I'm going to start with a simple fact. We think about 50,000 thoughts a day. 95% of those thoughts we will have thought the day before. So, why gratitude? Because if you start to take a practice, you start to put discipline into what you do, to rewire your brain, to just bring in an exercise, even if it seems futile, to just say a nice couple of things about what is around you. And guys, that's what it will start with. It will start with just saying nice things about what is around you. You might have to think hard to do it. Sit down with your book and your pen and write a gratitude list, or you can do it while meditating. But if you write it, again, there's an extra power of bringing the unconscious into the conscious, of putting a mental image or a thought into a physical form, into a physical act with your hand, connecting that hand-eye coordination. These are portals of energy, guys. These are different ways of maneuvering through the energetic realm, because the secret about it all is that the world is something that contains the mind in it, but the mind is not controlling it, is taking away its freedom. That's like an energetic block of what is. So needing to know is just, ugh. And so when we create a repetitive exercise where every day we are jotting down, and we build it up just like anything. You build something up, do it every day, maybe once, twice a day. It starts to become more automatic. Why? Because you're telling the brain, this is something that we are now putting energy into. So think about that for a second. You are putting energy into being able to be grateful. So guys, being grateful is like being grateful. I was about to say it's like a step above being present, but that's not the case. It's like one of the second best, because we can't be present all the time. So when we start to map out gratitude into our everyday life, what happens is that we start to carve out a bigger and bigger chunk out of that 95% of those thoughts that we're having from the day before, and we're putting in more grateful thoughts. And guys, I've seen this. I've seen this show up organically in my own life. The longer I've been doing gratitude work, the more when I do my subconscious journaling in the morning, just sometimes I think I'm doing it wrong, because when I used to do it before I did my gratitude work, all this stuff that I felt like I needed to work through would be mostly what came up. And then I knew that I was getting there by the third page. I was doing getting out gritty, deep emotions. But now, throughout all 3 pages, because I do 3 pages, because apparently it takes 3 pages to get to your deep unconscious when you do unconscious journaling in the morning. Guys, watch my episode on that if you want more information. These things all pair together to create a bigger practice. They're all great tools on their own. Combine them, and then you start to build the map of energy, or at least tools that people have carved out into the map of energy, because energy can't be contained, guys. It can't be fully contained, but as a human life, we might want a bit of discipline around it. We might want to learn how to keep our energy in a high vibration. That means in accordance with positive emotions, or just being in the present moment. Because really, there's no rational rules that dictate reality. What you start to realize as you get to a certain age is that you can't control it with ideas. You have an idea for something, it's never going to pan out the way you expect it to. This is why so many people have written dogmas, ideologies, whatever they might be, political, religious, etc., etc., etc. They always pan out into an aspect where they have a light aspect and they have a shadow aspect, because these words being taken in without a certain practice, a certain elevated sense of a state of emotion, without individuality at the same time being encouraged, so that people don't feel like they're going into a robotic state, because there's so many personality types to cater for. And really that's the panoply of the universe. It's personality types, because everybody has a different way of being themselves, and everybody in the sense is a different kind of circuit for energy. But there are certain things that tend to benefit, I'd say everybody, but I'm not certain about it, so I'm going to say most people. And gratitude is just one of those simple fundamentals based on science. You rewire the brain, you map out a part of the day where you are just being grateful every day, and the body starts to feel that it is a routine. And then more and more, the chunk of the 95% of the thoughts that you have recurring from the day before will be something like, I'm so grateful for the sunrise in the morning. I'm so grateful for my hands and feet. I'm so grateful for my family that gave me love when I was a kid. And just instead of having a thought about your day, about something you need to solve about, you just have a moment of reprise. And really, guys, is there a race to what we're all trying to create? Is there a formula to a perfect day? No. So if we can just make sure our subconscious is scanning for that thought more often, isn't that offering ourselves a favor and our energy a favor and everyone else's energy a favor? Because energy follows thought, and energy is the sense that we come to other people with. So when we're doing these practices for ourselves, we become a conduit for more positive energy. And guys, let me finish what I was saying about my journaling. When I was journaling, these things of like, I love myself, I'm abundant, I'm king, like you can also do with affirmations, they would start to come up without me trying to put them in there. And there's this old version of me that's going, am I doing it wrong? And guys, this can be the trap of psychology. This can be the trap of healing. When you ruminate on your stories forever, yes, we should untredge our stories that hold blocks onto who we are. The way to do that is to bring it up and refill the emotion and refill the emotion and refill the emotion till we are not afraid to go into it and reframe what that story has served you to become. Because anything can be made into a lesson. But guys, way less headbangy than that, gratitude work. So the more you map gratitude into your subconscious, the more you'll have moments of reprise and aha in the day where you could witness something neutrally. Or maybe you witness it linked to an abundant thought, a word in a sign, a smile on someone eating ice cream, something you saw that you were grateful for. Instead of being envious, you just go, oh yeah, that exists. Reminds me of this moment. And that happens in a flash. Guys, 50,000 thoughts. Happens in a flash. But that is part of your circuitry and your current. So guys, stop trying to make rules to pen things in. Stop trying to hold reality with right and wrong. And start to work on yourself as a story creating machine that perpetuates on the fuel that you give yourself. And the fuel looks goofy, like gratitude journals, like giving yourself love, like going into nature and looking at things, like letting yourself laugh at something for a day, for a day, if you can. God, you'll have an amazing week after that. But whatever it is, it's like sending a signal into your future for what you want to attract. And guys, anybody who looks into the laws of attraction will understand this. Because when you're in a state of joy and gratitude, you don't feel want, you don't feel lack, and things most likely come to you when you're not attached. That's why it's great to have some form of job or something that you come to every day that you put energy into, so that it just becomes more of a natural flow of something that you do. And the more you do that, the more you'll have less concerns about it or your ability to do it or attachments to outcome. You just come to like a thing that you know you need to do, and then it becomes more natural. Just like the gratitude journaling, guys. It eats up certain ideas about things that you would have had from the day before, that 95%, and turns them into something new, which opens up space. Opens up space for a different frequency and a different scanning of life. Because the more, as I was saying earlier, the more you journal time, schedule time for gratitude, the more you will start to scan things in a gracious way. Just things that you interpret, things that you experience, things that you bump into. So guys, I think I'm going to leave it there. And so this episode is a recap. Why gratitude, managing your energy. And hope you enjoyed it. If you guys have any questions, if there's a topic you'd like me to break down in managing your energy, please drop it in the comments section. And if this has been helpful, like, subscribe. There'll be a lot more of these. And remember, guys, if you have information like this, share it to people, convince them, let them understand that we are not things that can be contained within thoughts. We are 3D story making machines, part of more than 3D. We have no clue. 5-dimensional is where they're at now. 5-dimensional reality. We can't see from above ourselves. So we got to trust the way we feel, and we got to really just trust those who've done the deep observation work and who've changed their lives, and then see the tendencies and what has changed people's lives. What people who cope with the stress of big success say keeps them human and sane and an altruistic person. Because pressure can crush us. You know? And responsibility can bring out the ego. So where we manage ourselves is really, it's going to be a fundament to the way the future is shaped. And hopefully, I hope things align in a way where we just have more institutions and things that are meant to induce gratitude. Not in a forced way. Ultimately, you're going to have to go with what you resonate with, but, as an ideal. Until we find out what the shadows of that ideal is. But it's still going to be a step forward. Things have also constantly been getting better for humankind. I know we might be on the precipice of a world that's being destroyed through climate change and things like this. However, mortality rate is constantly going down. Child mortality rate, human deaths by the hand of another human is constantly going down throughout history. If you map it on 100 years, thousands of years, really considerable chunks of time, we've actually constantly been going more in a favorable direction. Right now, I think we've peaked out with technology and stuff. Not peaked out, but it's the new obstacle of getting this stuff to connect us rather than disconnect us. And more material like this is coming out a lot during COVID, and I think that's why. It's opening more portals for new ways to rewire other people's unconscious into going, oh, I think I need to get on this train. So many people are making money from this. Who cares if they're making money from it as long as it's putting out the right messages? Same with yoga, meditation, dieting. It's imperfect at first, just like Marvel movies were, in terms of quality and being able to write a story that matches the amount of special effects needed to make it interesting. But now, Avengers, the latest ones, they're killing it. It is the development part of it all. And I believe what it's going to lead to is just a way more blissful world. So guys, start with your gratitude work and see what you start to contribute to this stuff. This is Healer Holly. Lots of love. Over and out.